Welcome friends, and thank you for watching our video. We do hope that you will enjoy taking part. Today, as I understand it, my spirit friend Brian would very much like to offer a healing transmission, and he would like to offer this in the format of a guided meditation. And as previously, we would just like to say that if you've never done any form of meditation before, then don't be put off, because it's just simply an opportunity to sit quietly. Hopefully you can find the space and the opportunity to do that if you wish to. And likewise, really, the only other thing we would say is just have an open mind. You know, there are no sort of stipulations or requirements. It's simply, as best you can, to just find several minutes or so to just sit quietly, hopefully where you won't be interrupted or disturbed, or where it won't be too noisy. And as I said, equally to have an open mind, because really, if we put expectations or hopes or desires of a particular outcome, then there's always then the possibility that we may be disappointed, that it may not be as we wanted it to be, or hoped it to be, or expected it to be. So simply, if you're able to just have an open mind and just to enjoy this experience together. And I do feel also it's important to say and to acknowledge that very much that when my spirit friends are speaking of healing transmissions, this isn't in any aspect connected to faith healing. It's not a requirement that you need to be of a particular faith or beliefs or a denomination, so to speak. It's simply accessible to everybody. And as I understand it, the light and the love that my spirit friends bring is limitless. It's without any boundary, and once more, it's accessible for all to be absorbed if it's your desire to receive it, for your highest good, for mental health and well-being, for emotional relief if you're feeling perhaps particularly stressed or anxious at this time, or fearful, or have tension or worry, and also to help physically to just promote peacefulness and calmness. And you know, it's also important to say that it's not a cure. It's not going to suddenly cure perhaps long-standing health issues or medical complaints that you may be suffering from. It's simply a form of transmitting the light and the healing power through from the next world, which some would name to be heaven or the afterlife, which in my understanding is a place of pure love and healing and openness and light. It's pure and without judgment or criteria, and as we have said, it's accessible for all. And very much it's the case that when we're working, for those of you who may not have seen any previous videos that we've made, very much I allow my spirit friend Brian and the collective, those who work with us all together, to step close and to inspire his thoughts and his inspiration through my mind and my energy, and he blends with me as I, in my own mind, become more passive and more quiet and more still, and let go, essentially, so that the communication and that which he, on behalf of all in the next world, wish to share in this opportunity is coming from them, as opposed to coming from my own thoughts and my own mind. And you know, also just briefly to say that when we are working, very much I hand over to him. You know, I love my spirit friends, I trust them implicitly, and it's really quite amazing and miraculous, really, that they know what we need. at any given time. And again, being mindful of the aspect that this is a recording, but that nevertheless you see the power and the light and the healing that they are bringing through, because as I understand it, it is a living, breathing energy and matter, that even though this is a recording that you're watching, it still has the potential to be of benefit if you wish to receive it and to be open to it. So with that said, I will now just gently step back and quieten myself down so that my dear Brian may step close, and I will hand over to him. So once more, friends, just to, as best you can, be seated comfortably and not to be wearing sort of clothing that may be too tight or restrictive, just to be comfortable in your clothing, comfortable how you're sitting, and comfortable in the room or the environment that you're in this time together. Oh, and also it may be of use, if you haven't got any water with you, perhaps just to pause for a moment and just to go and get a cup or glass of water, because sometimes that can be, you know, of benefit after having meditated, to help just balance your metabolism. Because sometimes when we sit in meditation, our heart rate can slow down, our blood pressure can drop slightly. Again, it's nothing to be concerned about. You know, nothing untoward will occur, but simply to have some water afterwards is a good practice to get into, so that you can just refresh yourself, and as your blood pressure increases and you're then more present, more in the here and now, it just helps to balance oneself in those different aspects, physically and mentally and emotionally, and just being back present. So perhaps you may wish to have some water ready. Okay. Dear ones, it is with the greatest of pleasure that we join you this day to interact with you, to share in this time, to join you and be present closely together Once more acknowledging, as our own dear one has, the very fact that this is a recording that you are watching and that you are listening to. We are still closely by your side in these moments that pass. We should like to offer this day the healing light from our world, to transmit this through with the purposes of bringing, hopefully, respite and relief from the current challenges and difficulties and struggles that you may be facing, whether this be of the mind or of the emotional self or of the physical body. Perhaps you have become slightly disillusioned. Of course, we do not necessarily make any stipulation for, as our own dear one has stated this day. These opportunities are open and accessible for all. Should you wish to partake in them, of course, that is your own free will and choice and decision to make. We should like to make it very clear, dear ones, that the light and the power of which we bring from our world is designed purely of love, purely of truth, and likewise accessible for all, as we have clearly stated. As we have spoken previously, but perhaps for those who have not listened or watched our previous communication, this light, this power from our world comes from the eternal source of universal light, which some in the earthly world we know named to be God, or some form of supreme being. But however you identify with this eternal light, this source of power, is of course entirely that which is unique to yourself. And simply we sit with you and bring forward this light and this healing once more, for each of your own unique reasons and purposes, of which are current and present about you. But we also wish to acknowledge that these healing transmissions within that light and that power also have the capacity to assist in shining a light upon that which has gone before it in your earthly lives, to begin to heal old hurts and wounds, let us say, to assist you in your conscious waking mind, perhaps to look, perhaps to forgive, perhaps to release that which has gone before it, which no longer serves you in a positive manner, to hopefully and gently arrive at a place and a point of being of acceptance within. And likewise, as best you can be, to embody the day and the moment of which you are existing, and the power that you have within you, the light of your spirit, however you may identify with yourself. And likewise, these healing transmissions also, we do very much hope, have ongoing benefit, that as the hours and the days may pass, after this opportunity that we share with you, that this light may continue to be nurtured, may continue to be of benefit in alleviating those tensions and stresses once more, whether it be of the mind or the emotional self or the physical challenges that you may face. Again, as our own dear one has stated clearly this day, we wish to reiterate that these healing transmissions are not some form of miracle cure. That is not to say, of course, that miracles do not exist, because it is our understanding that it is the case that they do. But nevertheless, we ask you very respectfully once more to have an open mind, to not attach any particular desire, expectation or sentiment upon that which may occur and the potential benefit that there may be for you. Let us simply move forwards in an open fashion together. Therefore, dear ones, we shall now commence. We invite you to bring your focus, your mind, your awareness to your breathing. To spend several moments together observing the sensation of the breath that you take inwards, and equally the sensation of the breath that you release. You do not need to change it from its natural state, simply to observe it as a point of focus. And as you do so, as best is as possible to achieve, to allow thoughts of the day, the current concerns and so forth in the mind, to gently soften as best as is possible. Perhaps you may wish to visualize yourself placing your head against a very soft and comforting pillow, which very gently affords you the aspect of cushioning and softening and quietening down your mind. Do not be concerned if there is any aspect of struggle in this process. Know that all is well in this moment. And as you very gently continue to focus upon your breathing, we invite you, dear ones, to be open in your mind, to allow the image of a beautiful flower, or perhaps many flowers, to come into your mind, into your imagination, into your awareness. And whether it be the case that these flowers or flower manifests in your mind, or whether it be the case that you are accessing a memory that you have, perhaps of a particularly glorious bouquet or perhaps the blessed wild flowers in a meadow that once you walked through. Allowing a few moments for the image of flowers or a flower to emerge. And if, dear ones, there is any sense of struggle with imagery, then perhaps to engage with your other senses, perhaps the scent that is particularly delightful to you, or the sense, the vibration of the flowers of the natural world as you understand them to be. As best you can to fill your awareness and your senses with beautiful, blessed blooms of nature. And if it is the case that there are many flowers before you, then we invite you to select one that has particular appeal. Perhaps it may stand out to you in some particular manner. Or indeed, if it is simply one flower before you, then gently apply your focus to this glorious flower. Notice how you perceive it, how you engage and sense, perhaps smell and see it. And as we bring the healing light from our world, we engage with the flower that you are focusing upon. And as the light begins to travel through most joyfully, most lovingly, we notice that this beautiful flower seems to be glowing and is most resplendent in its nature, in its color, and it continues to open even more with blessed petals, so gentle and delicate, so profoundly beautiful, so alive and vibrant. We invite you to immerse yourself in this blessed and beautiful flower. Perhaps you may feel the scents of the delicate petals against your skin. How like silk they may feel. Perhaps the scent and the aroma is intoxicatingly glorious and cheerful and enlivening. Perhaps the memory of the flower of which you are engaged with is connected to those that you love, whether they be within the earthly world or whether they have traveled onward to our world, the spiritual realms that you may know and understand as heaven. We encourage you to continue to engage with this blessed flower. as this light, this transmission is gently offered. We shall take a few moments quietly in order to afford you the opportunity to explore and experience your own unique communication and engagement with this beautiful and blessed flower of which you are focusing upon and engaged with. We encourage you to be open to any message, to any word, to any feeling that you may experience as each moment continues to unfold. Know that all is well. You are surrounded in radiant light, and you may rest if it is your desire to do so. And we shall continue shortly. Very gently now, dear one, as you continue to engage with this beautiful flower before you. The senses have so joyfully become enlivened. Invite you to gently guide your focus to the light within you, to your own spirit, your own source of power. Do not be concerned that this resides in a particular place or space within. Once more, this is your own unique understanding as to how you may identify with your own spirit, with your own light. And for our dear ones who perhaps have never sat before, then we should like to offer, by way of gentle guidance, that you may bring your focus to your heart. Feel the gentle rhythm as it beats at the core of your being, that which sustains your physical life, your physical existence, and that which is energetically connected to the light within you of your spirit. Very gently, the light of the blessed, beautiful flower before you begins to travel onwards towards the light of your spirit, with the purposes of nourishing and sustaining and giving fuel to assist you as you move forward, day by day, in the earthly world. Focusing upon your heart center, this region of your physical body. Perhaps you may notice some emotional sensation, feeling. Once more, know, dear one, that all is well. Allowing the vibration of the healing transmission, like the blessed flower, to bring nourishment, if it is your desire to continue to receive it. As that light gently continues to absorb, it cannot help but bless every single cell of your physical body, and likewise bring gentle emotional comfort, and a sense of mental calmness. Once more we say, do not be concerned, dear one. If there are any aspects that perhaps you may not feel or sense in this moment, simply know that the light has still been successfully absorbed through the power of your own intentions. Once more, if it has been your desire to receive it. Very gently now, dear ones, we invite you to bring your focus, your awareness and your attention back to your breathing. Noticing the inward breath and noticing the outward release. And as you do so, there is a gentle sense of completion. And as that light within continues to radiate outwards, know that it will continue to serve you once more as the hours and the days pass, in illuminating to you the way forward. And as you continue to focus upon your breathing, we encourage you now to very gently bring your mind more fully into the present time, into the here and now. Perhaps to move your fingers and toes, and when you feel ready and comfortable, to open your eyes. And perhaps seek the refreshment of your water, if you have some, close at hand. And if you wish to consume it. We say to you, dear ones, in conclusion to our healing transmission this day, that if it is your desire to partake in this exercise, this meditation, this healing transmission upon another occasion or perhaps many occasions, then please know that there should still be benefit from engaging in this opportunity. But equally, if it is the case that perhaps you do not feel the desire to do so, then also know that that which has been shared and freely received by yourselves shall once more still continue to be of benefit to you. We wish to say in conclusion that this healing transmission is of a very gentle nature, and once more it may not seemingly feel that much has occurred, perhaps for some, but nevertheless we bring our reassurances that you have still received once more, by the power of your intentions and your desire and your openness, in order that you have received. Because this light once more is a living, breathing membrane and matter, it cannot help but enhance and promote well-being in all respects. We thank you, dear ones, for your engagement, for your time and for your openness this day. And we shall indeed greatly look forward to our next happy communication together. And until such time, we bring our blessings and our encouragement to each of you. Continue as best you can, engaging in that which inspires you, that which brings a smile to your face and warmth to your heart. Communicate with those that you love and cherish in the earthly world, and equally sending your thoughts, your conversation to your beloveds in this world, the spiritual realms, heaven. For you see, every word and thought and prayer is heard, is received. And we invite you to continue to be open to receiving from your beloveds also. Perhaps you may hear a familiar tune when you put on your wireless or your modern devices, and it brings instantaneously a memory of a treasured beloved who has travelled onwards. Perhaps you may be reorganizing your wardrobe or a cupboard within your home, and you may come across perhaps a scarf, perhaps an item of clothing that belonged to a particular beloved. Perhaps you may hear the glorious bird song of a bird sitting amongst the blossoms in the trees. And once more it may trigger a memory of a beloved. These subtle aspects are the ways in which your beloveds wish to communicate with you. You see, it is not the case that the clouds will part and a glorious beam of light shall shine down upon you. It is in the very subtle and gentle ways in which we connect with you and engage with your inspired mind, engage with your awareness, your focus, your attention, your vibration, and so forth. And when those memories, those thoughts, those feelings emerge, know that we are behind those feelings. and those experiences, and we are communicating with you. And that we walk exactly by your side. Once more, dear ones, we bring our blessings to you this day. And once again, until our next happy meeting and shared time together, we do indeed wish you a good day. Thank you, friends, for joining in and for sharing this time once more. It's really lovely to be able to engage with you. Even though I don't know you personally, it's still lovely to know that we can come together vibrationally and in love and in openness and in truth to explore and to engage positively. And I do hope also that once more, as my dear spirit friend Brian just towards the end was encouraging, in that we take each day as it comes as best we can and endeavour to engage positively, which, as we all know, can be so very, very difficult at times. But nevertheless, let's not forget that we do have this light, this power, our spirit self within us, which just has so many resources. It would probably blow our minds to fully identify what they all were. Maybe we never will in this lifetime, I don't know. But I do hope that bit by bit, as we go through our lives, that we do have countless opportunities to explore and investigate exactly what those facets and those aspects of our own spirit, our own gifts are. And truly, I just think that's wonderful. So, dear ones, do please keep safe and keep well and enjoy the sunshine, albeit that we're in our homes at the moment. Perhaps we may have a garden, or when we're out having a walk or some exercise, to immerse ourselves in the beauty of our world. You know, let's not forget about the beauty of the natural world, even though we continue to go through these challenging times. So take care, friends, and God bless.